In this video, I'm going to talk about how you can speed up your partner visa application that's already been submitted, both officially and unofficially. So stick around. Hi, welcome back. Martin from Salvo Migration here with another Partner Visa Secrets video. And in this video, we're going to talk about the answers to the question, how can I speed up my application that's already been submitted with the Department of Home Affairs? Now, as a starting point, I want to walk you through a diagram that we have that outlines what I would say both are the official ways and the unofficial ways that you can speed up an application that's already been submitted to the Department of Home Affairs. However, I want to start off by firstly saying that unfortunately, no one can tell you how long your application is going to take with the department. It doesn't matter if you speak to the department directly. It doesn't matter if you contact the offshore consulate or embassy. It doesn't matter if you speak to your legal representative, your migration agent or your migration lawyer. Unfortunately, no one can predict or determine specifically how much longer your application may take before it's finally decided by the government, or how long your application is going to take if you're looking to submit, very soon. We can give you averages. We can refer to prior client cases that have similar facts to determine what might be an estimate. However, there is no way to know definitively. So I just wanted to outline that first, because I do receive a lot of questions from people that watch these videos where they ask me, Martin, I submitted my visa on X day, how much longer until I'm going to get a decision? Or Martin, I submitted my visa on X day, I provided my medicals and police clearances on this day, how much longer until my visa's decided? And again, unfortunately, there's no way for me personally to know, but more broadly for anyone to really know. And really the waiting period for any pending partner visa application is the biggest period of uncertainty and the most frustrating component of the entire partner visa application process. That's the one component of the process that you really have little control over. However, the purpose of this video is to try to give you a little bit more control and outline both the official and unofficial ways that you might be able to influence the processing time of your application and hopefully speed things up. So let's work through that diagram again. I would classify methods to speed up an application into two categories, the official way and the unofficial way. Now, the official way to speed up an application is to firstly make sure that it is well organized. A well organized and well evidenced relationship application will be priority processed by the department. They have advised us of this, and it's quite logical. The easier you make a case officer's job in assessing your relationship by ensuring that your relationship is well evidenced and that your evidence itself is well organized, you're going to naturally speed up processing on their end. They are humans. The easier you make their life, the faster the process is going to be on their end. Secondly, something that I can recommend is ensuring that you have the police clearances of both the visa applicant and Australian sponsor attached to the application as quickly as you can, preferably prior to applying, have those clearances on hand so that you can upload it to the department systems as soon as you apply. And lastly, organizing the medicals of the visa applicants as soon as you can. And typically that will be after lodgement. You'll be able to organize the medicals for both onshore and offshore applicants. For those onshore, you're organizing your medicals through Bupa, and those offshore, you're organizing your medicals through an approved panel doctor. Now, if you have those three boxes ticked, that really is the most official way that you can speed up your application. And again, to reiterate, the department have advised that applications that are well organized, have character requirements satisfied, which are the police clearances, and have medicals organized quickly, will be put in the front of the queue. So that's the official methods that you have available to you to speed up your application. Now, unofficially, there are certain ways that may, or certain methods that are available that may help to speed things up. There's no official announcement or official advice from the department necessarily, but these are things, I suppose, or strategies that we implement for our own client cases that we feel does play a bit of a role in ensuring their applications are processed a little bit quicker. And they are things like keeping your relationship evidence up to date. Now, if your application has been pending with the department, whether that's an onshore or offshore application, for a considerable period of time, one thing you want to do is avoid the need for them to request more documentation from you. Now, that could be more relationship evidence. It could be updated police clearances if they have expired since lodgement. So if they're over 12 months old, you may need to organize new ones. And if your medicals are over 12 months old since you last obtained them, you may need to obtain new ones. So by preempting the need to keep your documentation up to date, you will or should help to reduce the likelihood of a request for information, which naturally will speed up the process. Typically, when it comes to our client cases, we like to update the relationship evidence every few months post-lodgement. So we will submit applications, and every few months we'll get in touch with our clients and say, hey, what have you done over the last 3 months? Do you have a new lease? Do you have some new joint bank account statements? Have you been on a holiday? Have you visited family? Have you purchased anything? Do you have any news or big milestones that you would like to share with us and evidence so that we can attach to your application? And that's how we like to keep our client case applications as up to date as possible from the relationship side of things. And if we identify that a police clearance is close to expiring whilst the visa is processing, we'll have a conversation with the clients to determine whether or not it's a good idea for them to keep new ones on file, so go and organize new ones, or maybe just wait to see if they're requested to save them a little bit of money. So there's a few options there, but basically you can preempt the likelihood of being requested additional items, but the point is try to keep your applications up to date as you can. For those that are offshore, if you have a pending partner visa application that has been in the queue for a little while now, and you feel that you fall outside the scope of the global processing averages for offshore applications, there is an online form that you can submit with the department that will allow you to get in contact with the offshore consulate or office that is processing your application and seek an update. And with the online form, you provide your reference details, your visa application details, and you say, hey, I applied for my partner visa on this day. It's now beyond your advertised global averages for offshore applications. I respectfully request that this application be prioritized. Please note that we have continued to keep our relationship evidence up to date as per my previous point. My police clearances and medicals are still on file and still valid. So again, we request that this application be prioritized. In terms of where to navigate to in the department website, if you have a look at this image here, this is the form that you're looking for. It's called the Australian Immigration Inquiry Form, and it's specifically to contact overseas posts or overseas consulates. So if you go to the IMI website and search for that form, so just search for Australian Immigration Inquiry Form on the top right hand corner of the search bar on the IMI website, that form will pop up. You'll see that it will allow you to select the offshore consulate that you want to contact. Now, if you don't know which offshore consulate is assessing your application, it's very likely you won't. You just nominate the closest one to the region. So if you're in India, or if you're in Canada, or if you're in the UK, nominate the geographically closest consulate to where you are, and the department systems will know where to allocate your inquiry to. And you should be able to get a response from them by using this form. That being said, you never know if you're going to get any response at all when trying to contact offshore consulates, but it's worth trying. If you have followed the first unofficial strategy in keeping your relationship up to date, and if you've also executed on the official ways to speed up your application, in the sense that your application has been well organized, you have the police clearances on file, medicals have already been cleared, and if you're beyond those processing averages that are advertised on the department website, it may be worth getting in contact with the offshore consulate to see if you can give them a little bit of a friendly nudge and reminder that you're still waiting for your application. Now, for those that have submitted onshore partner visas and are waiting for the application, same principles apply. making sure your application is well organized, having your medicals, having your police clearances, keeping your relationship evidence up to date, etc. Having those things in place with your pending application should help to prioritize the application and speed things up. However, if your application is beyond the average processing times advertised on the department website, you can try and get in contact with the department by giving them a call or by sending them an email worded similarly to the wording of the inquiry form I mentioned for those trying to contact offshore consulates. Again, just reminding the department your application is still pending, that you have everything that they need on file to make a decision, and that you've been waiting longer than the advertised averages. And that, guys, is how you officially and unofficially help to speed up the processing of any partner visa application, realistically, whether it's one that hasn't been submitted yet and you're looking to apply at some point in future, or if your application has already been submitted and you're asking yourself or asking others, how can you get this finalized quickly? Those are really the options that are available to you. But just to recap, unfortunately, there is no way to know exactly how long your application is going to take. There's only so much control that you have over your application once it's submitted to the department. These are the strategies that we suggest you implement, and these are the strategies that we implement for our own client cases. So at least I can speak from experience in suggesting them, knowing that to some degree they should help. That's it from me, Martin Salvo from Salvo Migration, and I hope you've enjoyed this video.